Yeah, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. All right, so this video is about it's a two-part video. There's two parts to this video in terms of what's going to be covered in this video. One is how to know if your pricing is relative to your competitors. Are you too low? Are you too high? Are you just about the same? And this is also going to be a review about my competitors in my area, because I did find some things that I did not like and some things that I did like. So I'm not going to say who these companies are. One of them, I'm sure everybody if you're in the industry, you don't know who it is. But I'll let you decide who that is. I'm not going to say, I don't want to badmouth anybody. And if my competitors see this, now you know it was me calling. And I genuinely wanted to see prices for my business. So as you guys know, this is my side business. My window cleaning company is my side business. And I am also, my full-time job, I'm an executive chef. I have a dining room that has huge windows. They're 5 feet by 5 feet, 63 by 60. Pretty much my whole dining room, it's filled with windows. So it was about 16 windows and 3 doors. Obviously, at the end of the day, my staff is going to clean them because I say the same thing that a business owner would say is my staff will take care of it. But because I also know how to do it, I'm either going to do it or my staff is going to do it. So I don't need to pay somebody to do this because that's what I have staff for. But yeah, so what I did is first I priced out the windows, how much I would charge if my own company would call me, right? If my full-time job were to call me and ask me for a bid. So for my commercial prices, I'm between $5 to $7 a side. 7 would be more like the job, like my full-time job. These windows 60 by 60, I would be at the $7 range, $6.50, $7. So if they didn't like the $7 price, I'll counter with the $6 price, which is $1 difference, but it adds up. So $5 is more for storefront, like, you know, the door plus the maybe two windows. So that's my $5, that's my price range. So I was like, I wonder if I'm on par. So I'm going to use this opportunity to email. I'm going to use their contact form and see how fast they get back to me. So I emailed 3. So these 3 were the top ranked companies on my Google search for window cleaning in my area, like the city I work in. So these 3, I think one of them was actual. 2 of them was in the 3-pack, and one of them was an actual listing ranking on Google searches. So, like I said, my prices was about $190 to $250, depending if I'm at $5 or $2.60 or at $7 a side. So I was like, that's my ballpark. If I'm in that ballpark with these companies, then I'm doing okay with my pricing is pretty spot on. All right, so I emailed 3 companies pretty much, or I submitted a contact form for 3 companies pretty much at the same time. So one company got back to me within 10 minutes of me sending the contact form. And I was like, wow, that was pretty fast. That's good response time. But the whole process to get a quote was pretty clumsy, and already I'm not with it. So so this is how it went. They emailed me within 10 minutes. That 10 minutes email was for my address, because obviously we want to see your business on Google Street View, so we can get kind of an estimation of what a ballpark figure already from just seeing it. I personally don't do any on-site reviews because it's a waste of time, and I'm pretty good with my remote quoting. So I wanted to see which ones of these we're going to do on-site and remote quoting. I prefer them to do remote quoting because it's just faster and it saves both of us time. So they got back to me, asked me for my address, and I sent it to him. Then he calls me and says, "Oh, so do you want, it's a building. It's not a storefront." So I told him what it was. It's my dining room, 16 windows, 3 doors. I want to quote for inside and out, and then just outside, because sometimes the outside only and the inside and out, it's only like a $30-$40 difference. So I might as well pay you the extra $40 to get both sides done. So So here's how it goes. Emails me for my address, calls me, we get to talking. Then he asks me, oh, can you send me some pictures? I was like, sure, I don't mind. So I proceed to text him some pictures, and then maybe a couple minutes go by, and he's like, oh, if you have an Android and I have an iPhone, sometimes something happens that I can't get the pictures, can you please send it to my email? Which now you're making me do another step. I already told you the measurements, that they're all the same. You could have given me a quote already. So now I proceed to copy his email, put it in my email, send him the pictures again, and then, I don't know, I guess the pictures probably went through via text already. So then he comes back to me and says, okay, so this is minimum pricing $250. I was like, cool, thanks, I'll get back to you. So that whole process was kind of like, it wasn't the worst, like it could have been worse, but it wasn't smooth and it was kind of annoying. So yeah, $250. The next person responded, and then 2 other companies responded basically within the same back to back of each other. One of them was super easy. I told him when he called me, he didn't respond via email. He called me after I submitted the form, and he said, oh, how many windows do you have? I told him the windows. He said, cool, $290. Awesome, thanks, I'll get back to you. Let me get this information back to my boss. That was it, $290 inside and out for the windows and doors. And then they proceeded to tell me how they're like the biggest company in the area, top rated, better than the competitors, this, that, and the other. Cool, none of that information matters to me. I just need the price. Cool, thank you. So, finally, the next guy calls me. He calls me. I tell him the prices, and he tells me I tell him the size. I don't know what the fuck he started laughing for, but he started laughing for whatever reason, and then he proceeds to tell me that he's going to charge $125. Well, this is the one I'm pretty sure a lot of you in the comments will know who this company was. Again, your words, not mine. I didn't say anything. So he said $125. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then I proceeded to say, oh, can you supply a W-9? Are you okay with net 30 terms? We don't pay with card. It will be a check issued from corporate. Is that okay? He said, that's fine. I was like, can you provide proof of insurance and all that? Yes. Okay, cool. Standard question when you're getting big commercial contracts. So $125. So $125 is completely lower than my already quote on my cheapest end. So I did the math. So the $125 was about $2 and some change per side. The next one up, $250. Actually, I didn't do math on $250, but that was in between, probably $6 a side. The most expensive one, which was $290, which was my expensive rate, is $7 a side. So yeah, so my pricing is pretty on point with the big competitors. So it all comes down, at the end of the day, I feel like it's all gonna come down, just like when I was in car sales. Even if I have the more expensive car from a dealership across the way, all comes down to your customer service. So honestly, I would have went based on customer service. I would have went with the $290 because I just liked the guy over the phone, even though he started just telling me stuff about his company, all the positive stuff, which is cool. $290, I like this guy over the phone. But budgeting reasons, because obviously every business has a budget, I probably would have just went with the $125 because it was the cheapest. But if budget was no issue, and I can afford that cost every month, I will go with the $290 because, like I said, I like the guy over the phone, and that's a big selling point for me. That's how we do our quotes over the phone. That's how we try to win the customer. You can see my video about customer service, and that's how you're gonna win more bids. So if budgeting was not a problem, or I had it in the budget, like an extra $300 a month, I probably would have tried to haggle with him to get him to $250. And I probably would have went with him anyways. So the one I wouldn't have gone with was the one with the cumbersome quoting system. So like I said, it could have just been, for whatever reason, all these moving parts were just not vibing with me. I didn't like that. Like with me, you call me, you tell me the window count, you tell me the sizes if necessary. I'll tell you a price over the phone, and either you're gonna choose me or you're not. So yeah, so you know me, I like to build rapport, like really quick rapport, like, oh hey, how's it going today? You know, thank you so much for calling our business, blah blah blah. But yeah, so if I had to give everybody a grade, 290 would have been an A in my book. 250 would have been a C minus, and the 125 would have been, it was a C. Dude was weird over the phone. I don't know, it was weird. I don't know, just like I said, the phone call is everything, you know, how you are as a person is everything. So anyways, yeah, so that's pretty much how I gauge my prices. I just took this opportunity to see where my prices are. You could do the same. Call your competitors, give them a fake address. Hopefully they won't say, we're gonna come out and check it out to give you a quote. So that's how you know if your pricing is on point with your competitors. All right, well, I hope you guys like the video. I hope you like these tips. I hope you like this kind of content. I'll be doing more, you know, more business content coming soon. So check that out. All right, well, till the next one. Peace.